One of the main projects, big projects, the biggest project, I should say, in San Gabriel in the near future is what's called the ACE project. The ACE project stands for Alameda Corridor East. ACE is actually the business entity that is shepherding this project through to the end. The project is lowering the railroad tracks through the city of San Gabriel. It is by far the biggest infrastructure capital project that you and I will see in our lifetimes in San Gabriel. So it is a huge project. It will lower the tracks from Alhambra all the way through to the border over here off San Gabriel Boulevard in the city of San Gabriel. It is a huge undertaking. They will actually be digging out the trench, and they call it trenching. So they'll be actually digging out. They put the existing rail line on what's called a shoe fly line. This is all stuff I've learned in the last few months. So that the existing railroad continues to operate, and then they dig out, and that's what this slide kind of shows you. They dig out the bit that they're going to put the railroad tracks into, and that's 2.2 miles. So you can imagine that this is going to have a lot of impact on the neighborhood and on the city. Just in terms of noise and in terms of hauling soil away, all of those things. So why do it, really? Well, the way the existing railroad tracks cuts through San Gabriel, it really bifurcates the city. It cuts it in half, and it slows down traffic that goes north and south on the north and south routes. So it's a kind of a line that cuts the city through, and for years this project has been an idea and a desire of the city councils of San Gabriel to have the tracks lower, just like they are in Alhambra. Let me just get my little fact sheet. So the good part about this is it will improve the look of San Gabriel. Right now we have a railroad track going through the city. This will take that away. Where it's crossing, there'll be at-grade crossings. So wherever it crosses the railroad, there'll be a bridge, and you'll be able to sail on through, which is great. It also will create 8,964 construction jobs, full-time construction jobs, and that is music to most people's ears in this economy. So it will improve the look, it will improve the traffic flow in the city, it will create jobs, and ultimately it will be a good thing. It's due to start in fall of this year, and then for about 3 years, life will be very difficult. And I'm not sugarcoating this at all. There will be delays in traffic, there will be noise, there will be dust, things like that. Now we have rules in place that try to mitigate all of those factors, but there will be some painful moments for the residents and the business owners of our city. In the end, it will be a fantastic thing. During the construction, like any construction project, and all of you probably know this, it's painful. So I just want to stop right there, and I can't remember the exact location, but all the way east.
So we could anticipate more of these projects then?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other ACE questions? No? Oh, now we're talking about roads. Let me get my... Everybody always wants to know, why are our roads so bad? So do I. I want to know that. Actually, the answer to that is that for 30 years there was no investment made in the streets of San Gabriel. That was a political decision made long before I was around. So currently we are paying for that lack of maintenance. So we had a 30-year backlog, and we are trying to reduce that backlog. We're seeking grants every place we can to get the money to do these roads, and we're doing them little by little. I know everybody's seen San Gabriel Boulevard, and that's a great improvement. Roses Road, Fairview Village has some improvements. So and we're doing some residential streets. One of the issues is that grants can only be used for commercial streets and not residential streets. So the residential streets have to come from the general fund, which is the sales tax, property tax. So that is the #1 priority for this city council. So at every shake, we are trying to find the money to do more and more roads, and it is the major issue for us. New Avenue should soon be repaired, and I think that's largely going to be started with Alhambra. They're going to start that project, and we're going to work in concert with them to do our side of the street at the same time they do their side of the street. So that's a good, that will be quite a benefit from the freeway into the Mission District. We're also looking at new technology that will help us to make minor repairs to the roads faster and more efficiently. So that will help as well. But we're all keenly aware of it, because we drive the roads as well, so we're all keenly aware of the need to repair them. Any questions on that one? This big project. How many have heard about the California High-Speed Rail project? Okay, so about 50% of you. That's a proposal that has nothing to do with the city of San Gabriel, but one of the alternative routes that they're looking at would go along I-10 and skirt our border down here on the south. So we're paying close attention to that, and they're in the beginning phases of this as well. There are 3 alternatives that they're looking at: the I-10 and State Route 60. And there's another one that doesn't really even come close to us. So those are the 2 that we're watching. They're about to start environmental review on these alternatives, and that's where they do the community outreach. That's where they ask people to come and give their opinion about what route is best and why, and what are the impacts, and what do you think the impacts are to your community. They will be having 7 public meetings throughout the valley, beginning probably March or April this year. So you may be getting notices, or it may come up on the cable scroll, or you may get telephone calls, flyers, things like that. So I would urge you to give your input on that. That is a huge project. As I was introduced, I did live in London, and I did ride high-speed rail through Europe, and it is a fantastic way to get around. So it's not all bad, is what I would say to everybody. I mean, I think it's a big project, and people might be a little nervous about it, but to have high-speed rail in Southern California is probably a good thing. Since on that one, okay, something a little closer to city work as opposed to these large projects is the San Gabriel Streetscape Plan. Last night we had a community meeting on this. I don't know if anybody attended, but this is a plan to improve. We improved the street, the roadway of San Gabriel Boulevard, and now we're looking at the sidewalks and the medians. And this is a project that we're trying to do the plan for it, so that we know where to put street trees, medians, trash receptacles, lights, those kind of things. All the kind of things that make a street more beautiful. So we have enough money to do the plan, and we will be seeking funds to do more of the construction. We may have enough money if they don't take redevelopment money from us so quickly. Give us a little time to spend that money. We may do a pilot. We might have enough money to do a pilot project. The next slide is a picture of San Gabriel Boulevard. And I just want to I'll just be silent for a moment and just go here. And then I'll go back. This is what it looks like. And this is what we want. So that's the goal with the San Gabriel Streetscape Plan. And if we can get that one done, that would be a fantastic thing to happen to San Gabriel and to San Gabriel Boulevard. And San Gabriel Boulevard has needed some help for a long time. So that's where we focus the redevelopment. And that's a redevelopment project area. Thank you, Bob. And so that's why we're able to spend that money there. Okay, now on to other programs that we do.